Gentlemen, we have just received the green light for the landing operation on Baltijsk Peninsula. The Russian Baltic Fleet is currently resupplying in the harbor of Kaliningrad and will soon be ready to take the sea. Taking control of this peninsula would trap them in the lagoon, rendering them basically non-operational in the region. Our troops are ready to storm the beach, but according to our latest satellite data, a mobile coastal artillery battery is defending the harbor. These guns must be silenced before we can launch the main assault, or this will turn into Omaha Beach 2.0. The guns have been spotted here. This is a battery of Barrick 152mm howitzers. They can detect and engage fast-moving targets above the water. That includes ships and helicopters. Local intel reports that a battery of surface-to-air missiles is present on the south bank of the lagoon, but the precise position of each launcher is unknown as they're relocated every day. That makes a missile or airstrike way too hazardous. Our best option is to send in a light force to eliminate the anti-air and artillery batteries by surprise and open the way for the main landing. They don't expect that kind of attack, so the ground forces in the area are limited. Commander, you will be in charge of the first wave while I organize the main landing. Prepare your troops, but remember, it's a one-time opportunity, so it's make or break. Make it happen, Commander. Good luck. My ships cannot approach as long as the coastal battery located in this fort is operational. The anti-air missiles are located on the other side of the canal. A Russian missile battery generally consists of 6 vehicles. 2 of them have been located on the beach, but the others must be hiding in the nearby city. The reconnaissance group has made contact with the enemy and reports the presence of a tank company defending the area. I hope you brought some dedicated anti-tank units with you. If not, use smoke and buildings to your advantage.
Welcome back. So today we're taking a look at the Broken Arrow open beta, which I believe is closed at this point. I recorded this like a week or 2 ago. I've just been bad about actually getting around to putting this up. So, it's actually a really cool game. It, in a lot of ways, feels like it's the spiritual successor to World in Conflict. I think that's the closest thing that I can compare it to. I know that there are similarities between it and the various Eugen offerings with, like, Wargame, Warno, Steel Division, but to be honest, it really doesn't feel like those. I think it feels a lot more like World in Conflict. As far as I can tell, you're not picking a role the way that you were in World in Conflict. Just World in Conflict divided you between 2 infantry commands, I think. It was like 2 infantry commands, an airborne command, an armored command, and an engineering command, I think. It was something like that. But this doesn't divide you like that. It has a full-fledged deck building system similar to Wargame. And it's actually kind of interesting. Initially, I looked at the deck builder and thought, hey, it doesn't seem like I can put a whole lot of stuff in here. But then I started running this first test mission that they have, and I realized, actually, your cards regenerate. So, your cards are a limit on the maximum of a particular unit type that you can have fielded at any given time. And they eventually will come back, but it takes time. And potentially the much more interesting thing in Broken Arrow over any of the others that we've mentioned is that you can actually customize the loadouts on your units. So you do have some flexibility with that sort of thing in Warno or Wargame, for example, because you will have, like, your M1 Abrams, your M1 IP, your M1A2, your M1HC, right? Like, they're all different variants of the Abrams. So you have choices there. Effectively, when it comes to armor in this game, you have the same choices, but instead of being all separate cards, they'll all, like, if you've got, like, SEP V2, SEP V3, and then, like, an M1A2, they'll all be on the M1A2. Whereas in Wargame, they'd be separate. Where it becomes much more interesting, though, is when it comes to planes, because the loadouts available to your aircraft, traditionally, in Wargame, have been very limited. Like, you might have access to 2 or 3 different variants of the F4, and they might all carry different things, but it's not like this. In this, you can sit there and you can effectively customize every pylon on the plane. Now, there are upsides and downsides to both. For example, in this, if you wanted to bring multiple F-35 flights, right, you couldn't load them out differently, or at least I couldn't find a way to. So you would have to you'd have to decide what you want that airframe to do, and then every card of that airframe is going to do that. So it's not like Wargame, where I can bring air superiority F4s, I can bring napalm F4s, I can bring F4s with bombs. Like, I can have 3 different flights of F4s, and they're all F4s. In this, I would have to do 1 flight of F-18s, 1 flight of F-35s, and 1 flight of, I don't know, like F-16s or something. Whatever's available. And I could accomplish the same thing, but it would require me to use different airframes. So that was like a little thing that kind of annoyed me. I feel like you should be able to customize each individual card, but it is what it is. The customization itself on the planes is phenomenal. And that customization does stretch outside of just the planes. Like I said before, it goes to, like, tanks, but even beyond tanks, it goes to your anti-air units. It even can go on some infantry. So some of your infantry would have, like, they'd be like special forces, and they'd have the option to be loud or to be quiet. In a game like this, I'm not sure how much you gain by having them quiet, because if they're on the field, and let's say you're playing against another person, I don't think that's going to hide them from the other person, but maybe I'm wrong. The various support choices that you could bring in, though, were pretty cool. There were a lot of mistakes that I made playing through this first scenario that's playing in the background. There were a lot of units where I thought that they would have different capabilities just because I'm used to playing other games, and I didn't actually look, and I got a few guys killed because of that. I'm used to most of my infantry having organic AT, and some of these units don't, and that kind of threw me off. Now I know that in, like, Steel Division, for example, not every unit has AT on them, but because I know that and because I build my own decks in that, I kind of know what to expect. With this, I just saw, oh, there's Marines that probably have AT4s, laws, whatever. Certain units did. Not all units did. And so because of that, it made dealing with the tanks in this early section a little bit difficult. It wasn't actually hard, it was just a case of me not having the right units in the right places at the right time, and I had to adapt to that, and like I said, it got people killed. I probably could have gotten through this section a lot faster, and with a lot less casualties if I'd actually taken stock of what my forces had available before I just started doing stuff. But, yeah, more the fool I am. This first story, though, or I guess this first mission, it's not really the first story, I did find really interesting. Because it was a beta, I initially had anticipated that it would be relatively short, that we'd just be securing this island, and then maybe crossing the water and taking that little built-up area in the forest. It actually turned out to be a much more extensive, much more, I don't know, long mission, and it actually gave you a lot of various ways to approach it, which was cool. I actually kind of look forward to going through and playing through this mission again. Because like I said, I think I played it really poorly. I think I could have done a lot more effectively. And I think it would have worked out for the better. Probably the most interesting thing in this mission for me was crossing the water, just because I got to do like an air and a sea assault, and I really like that sort of thing. It just appeals to me. I probably could have also been more conservative with my forces. I think if I'd had a lot more stuff when I crossed the water, then the defense would have gone a lot better. I found that a lot of the units proved to not have a whole lot of staying power, at least in like defensive positions, which isn't really that out of the ordinary. It's like that in Wargame as well to some extent, but I feel like infantry and buildings and whatnot are much more survivable there. There were some things that I could have micromanaged better. Like some support options, if I'd micromanaged them better, I think we probably would have been able to hold out a little bit better, but when we did cross the water and we were in this defensive posture, I feel like we set up the best perimeter that we could, but there weren't that many of us, and my support options were pretty limited. So, because of that, it made it like a, well, we've committed everything, and now I guess we wait and hope that we had enough. Because there's essentially like a VDV airborne counterattack coming, coupled with some enemy armor that's already in the region. And to be honest, that probably proved a bit much for my forces. I think I was pretty much burnt out of everything, and I was like, man, I really just hope that the time ticks over. If this was like a real-world battle, these guys would have been fucked. We would have lost this position, and then our reinforcing group that comes in from offshore would just be stuck fighting the remnants with no friendlies here, but it is what it is. But we did eventually make it through there. Once we got to this next area and the Marine Expeditionary Force showed up and we started getting air support and whatnot, the air combat's interesting. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It is what it is. There's some neat little micromanagement stuff you can do with like the afterburner and whatnot. But to be honest, when it comes to these games, I'm not really into microing stuff. Well, there are certain things that I like to micro, but most things I'm not really a micro player. I'm more of a big picture player. It's why I like 4X games as much as I do. Especially when it comes to like bringing in planes, I'm much more inclined to just order planes into an area and be like, defend this area, and then leave them to their own devices. That being said, when it comes to ground attack, and maybe I was doing something wrong, you can make your own analysis, but I was finding with the guided missiles from the destroyer and with the guided weapons from the F-35s, they were not as precise as I expect them to be. More often than not, I would order them to hit a location, and they would hit within like a block of that location, but very frequently they would not hit that location, and that I did find extremely annoying. I also thought that I was going to have more staying power with my armor, because when I was fighting against the Red 4 armor earlier, they seemed pretty menacing, but in practice, they didn't actually perform all that well, and I found that I had to really keep them as like a second line unit. Basically, I was finding that I needed to move up large groups of infantry to secure areas, and then give them fire support from their rear with armor. Which, I mean, we're in a city, it makes sense, but I would have been happier if I could have at least done some kind of thunder run into certain areas, and then set up in those areas and had my infantry kind of backfill into them. Like, for example, there's like a parking lot kind of thing at the edge of a forest, where I was trying to push my armor through the forest into that area to kind of secure the open terrain, so then to be able to maneuver my infantry through the buildings without being harassed as much from the other buildings across. And it ended up proving that the armor couldn't really accomplish that for me. Like, basically I wanted them to secure like a forward position where I knew there wasn't going to be anything behind them, there was just going to be stuff in front of them, and I was assuming that with their armor, at least facing forward towards these guys, they'd be able to sit there and hold out for a while. And that just didn't really seem to be the case. Like I said though, I had a lot more success with them once I started having them play more of a supporting role to my infantry, rather than vice versa, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I went back and I played through this again, I think that I could have done things a lot more effectively, a lot more efficiently at least. But yeah, it really did kind of annoy me that when I was calling for precision strikes, most of those precision strikes were not hitting what I wanted them to. Some of that comes from me playing other games like this where precision strike is a precision strike, and like even dumb ordnance are usually relatively accurate. Some of it also comes from me playing things like DCS, where I know how accurate I can be using some of these various precision weapons, so I expect them to do the same thing. I understand they're different games, this might just be a design choice. If it is a design choice, I don't agree with it. It also could have been a bug, I really don't know. One of the things that I do really like is how you can bring in units with different transports, and you can stick multiple units into those transports. I think that's a neat feature. All in all, I am looking forward to Broken Arrow. I think it has a lot of potential, and I'm very interested to see where it goes and what some of the other divisions, I guess, are in the game. Right now, we had VDV and I think Guards Armored Division, like combination for the Soviets, or Russians, I don't know if they're Soviets or Russians. And for the Americans, we had a combination of a Marine Expeditionary Force, and I forgot if it was an armored regiment or a cav regiment, but regardless, it's pretty cool. It seems like whenever you make a deck, you pick two specializations and combine them, so I'm gonna be really interested to see what else we can do. I like the Marines. I would really like to see how a Marine Airborne Division combination would work. Back in the day when I was playing Wargame a lot, Wargame had different little drop-down menus when you're setting up your deck to put different restrictions on that would give you different allowances. And so I would make all sorts of random wacky decks to fill all sorts of different purposes. And so, for example, I would have, like, we're just talking about like Marines and like Airborne Marines here, right? I would have one that was like a normal combined Marine force, where it had some air mobile, some ground focus. Then I'd have another one where it was all ground focused, where it was all like LAVs and all Amtraks. This is for your infantry, right? Either way, you're gonna continue bringing airborne forces, or like aircraft and helicopters, and you're going to keep bringing tanks and whatnot. But then I had one, and this one was my preferred one, just because me, that was my Marines Air Mobile. And so basically, instead of having my Marines in Amtraks or LAVs, they were mostly in Hueys and Frogs, and I liked them. They were really cool. I think I also swapped out most of my naval units for more stuff like that. Like, it was basically just with a more airborne focus, so I'd like to see if I can do something like that in this game. I know that didn't sound as interesting as it was to me in practice, but this isn't a war game video. It would be more interesting if I was actually showing it off. Regardless, I think that Broken Arrow has a lot of potential. I think it's really interesting. I think it's going to have a little bit of a learning curve, but I don't think that learning curve is going to be as bad as Wargame. But yeah, I think it's cool.
Is gone. Good.
There's a lot you can do in it. So as per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games. And with that, I will leave you with the B-roll. Well, it's not really B-roll, I guess it's the rest of the mission, but if you want to see the whole mission, I'm leaving the whole mission here.
What are your orders? Lab, reporting in. Weapons team at your orders. They won't see us coming. Marines Force Recon here. Set traffic. Sweeping the area. Marines at your command, sir. Lock and load. We're moving. Good copy. Fire coordinates received. Fire coordinates received. Force Recon standing by. U.S. Marines ready for duty. Tank here. We are engaged. Moving. Missile launcher taken out. That was the last missile launcher. Air assets are now available. You can call in helicopters from the reinforcement panel. Now cross the canal, destroy the guns, and take control of that fort. Once it's done, establish a defensive perimeter. Enemy paratroopers are mobilizing as we speak.
Roger. We're on the move. U.S. Marine! Hoorah! Once a Marine, always a Marine! U.S. Marine, ready for combat!
The Osprey is in the air. Already there. Flight plan confirmed.
We're the AA team! U.S. Marine, hoorah! Lab ready. Mortar ready to engage, sir. Marines standing by.
Osprey ready.
Advance and secure. Marine Raiders, always forward. Swift, silent, deadly. Armored transport, ready. Hoorah! Five by five, lining up for attack.
Osprey reporting in.
Marines Force Recon here. Set traffic. Force Recon standing by. Move your asses, maggots! All ass! Marines Force Recon at your command. AJ Specialist at your disposal. Stinger team at your command, sir. Marines! Mortar ready, sir. Lab here. We're combat ready. Mortar at your command, sir. Solid copy. Fire mission received. Roger. Moving out. Regroup and move up.
Heavy lifts here.
Mortar ready. Send coordinates.
Coastal artillery destroyed. Now take that fort and establish a defensive perimeter.
They won't hear us coming. Personal carrier ready.
Heading there now. Thrusting forward. Roger that. Unloading ASAP.
Breaker 1-9, who needs supplies?
Enemy paratroopers have taken off and should be on you any minute now. My ships are on their way. Your orders are to hold your position until the arrival of the landing party.
Combat ready.
Osprey, standing by. Osprey tiltrotor aircraft here.
These buildings overlooking the fort make your position indefensible if enemy troops take them. Hold this position as long as you can.
Cargo drop, watch your heads.
Anti-armor at your command, sir. Lab, ready for action. Search and destroy. Pushing forward. Lock and load. We're moving. Move and secure. Go. Orc ready.
You won't find a faster lawnmower. Cargo dropped. CH-53 here. Cargo helicopter approaching the DZ.
Solid copy. Advance and report. Force recon here. Set traffic. Standing by. Anti-aircraft specialist ready.
Drop zone coordinates received.
Viper.
CH-53 ready to lift.
Weapons team here. Marines, standing by.
This is it. The enemy paratroopers are here.
Copy. Search and destroy.
Order ready, sir. Order ready to engage, sir. Roger. Fire coordinates received.
CH-53 heavy lifter here. You need something lifted?
Who wants a skylight for his house? Copy. Call for fire received. Anti-tank here. I got my ears on. Go ahead.
high-risers are falling into the hands of the enemy. You're gonna have a bad time if you don't retake them fast. The landing party is almost there. Hold tight.
Force recon here. Anti-armor standing by. Look alive! Order, ready to fire. Solid copy. Fire mission received. Swift, silent, deadly. Digger team here. Who wants a skylight for his house? Roger. Fire mission received. Roger. Fire coordinates received.
The landing party's finally here. Time for the big show.
New heading set.
Reaper 1, this is Overlord. 2 bandits heading your way. Bullseye 1109er. Engage and destroy. How copy? Over. 1-1 copy. Fangs out.
Yellow Jacket standing by. Engage an afterburner. Hornet mission ready. Going Gates. Hornet ready.
Reaper 1, we got 2 more bandits on us. We need support. Hold on tight, Reaper 1. Reaper 2 is approaching the AO. ETA any moment now.
Yellow Jacket here. Yellow Jacket copies. Yellow
This
Jacket
is Reaper
armed and
2-1. We're in the AO. Engaging.
ready. The bug is in the air. Target padlock.
This is Reaper Actual. Enemy fighters destroyed. Copy that, Reaper. The landing craft are on their way. Protect them until they reach the shore.
We'll go. Hornet copies. Hornet standing by. Affirmative. That's affirmed. Yellow Jacket copies. flight plan updated. Target locked. Engaging. Roger, flying there. Going hot. New course set. Master arm on. Engaging. Moving as
The troops have landed. Mission accomplished. Reaper out.
Someone call for a cab? Copy. Bugging out.
Here's the situation, Commander. Your group holding the fort has drawn the bulk of the enemy force to the tip of the peninsula. Your objective is to capture key buildings overlooking the main crossroads to cut their reinforcements and trap them. You need to hurry. Your men at the fort won't hold forever.
Heavy armor is on the feet.
Rocket barrage incoming! Keep your heads down!
Lab reporting in. Lab standing by.
Is that how you welcome all your tourists around here? We have detected the origin of the strike, Commander. A few cruise missiles from our destroyer will teach them good manner.
Air defense at your disposal, sir. Arleigh Burke destroyer here. Shoot on this position. Hoorah! Looking for enemy contact. Lab here. Go ahead. Lock and load. We're moving. Fast landing assistance. What can I do for you? Move and engage.
AH-1 reporting in.
Ollie Burke at your command.
New heading set.
Lab ready for combat. Lab awaiting order. Copy. Relocating. Affirmative. Entering building. Good copy. Copy. Lab here. Double dogs here. U.S. Marine! Hoorah! Marines at your command, sir! Marines! Roger, move and secure! Here's your taxi.
Viper ready for combat.
Marines at your orders, sir! Marines in combat, awaiting command! Prepare for entry. I want a base of fire in that building! Hoorah! Once a Marine, always a Marine! Marines, standing by! Logistics ready. Lab at your command, sir. We're engaging! Let's crush 'em! Ollie Burke destroyer ready. I want all firepower on that position. Battle station. Heavy cab ready to rumble. Double dogs here. U.S. Marine, ready for combat. U.S. Marine, ready for duty. Advance and secure. Sweeping the area. Ollie Burke destroyer, standing by. Target received, engaging. Anti-tank unit here, sir. Copy, we take that building. proceeding as frag.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Armored transport reporting in. Heavy cavalry ready for action.
Panther ready. Strike coordinates received. Rolling on the target area. Coming around now.
Lab here. We're combat ready. Lab, engaged in combat.
Time to bug out.
Forkon here. We're under fire. Lab in combat. Awaiting orders. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
U.S. Marine! Hoorah! We have a building to secure! Get in. Check your corners.
Heavy armor is ready to rumble.
Force Recon standing by.
Abrams here. We're combat ready.
Marine Raiders, at your command. We're not afraid of the distance. Destroyer ready. All hands, action stations.
Already there. Everybody out.
Force Recon ready.
Copy that. Looking for targets.
Forkon standing by.
Someone asked for a ride? Lab standing by. Heavy armor in combat.
Marines! Marines standing by. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Marines at your command, sir. U.S. Marines, ready for combat. Solid copy. Advance and report. Destroyer here. Focus fire on that position. Arleigh Burke at your orders. All hands, battle stations. Force recon. Engaged in combat. U.S. Marines, ready for duty. Hoorah! Raiders here. Go ahead. Burke at your orders.
Heavy cab, ready to roll. Driver, move out. Roger, we're on the move. Lab here. Porter, at your command, sir. Who needs support?
Find some cover! Get in that building! Destroyer standing by. Marines in combat! What are your orders?
Mortar ready. Send coordinate. Mortar ready to engage, sir. M1 Abrams ready for action. Abrams ready to roll. M1 Abrams warmed up and ready to go. Heavy armor is on the field. Driver, move forward. Armored is rolling out.
Force recon standing by.
Heavy cab ready to rumble. Clinching enemy position. Heavy armor is ready to rumble. Mortar ready, sir.
Destroyer at your orders.
Call for fire received. Heavy cavalry ready for action. Heavy cab engaged in combat. Heavy cab is on the field. M1 Abrams ready for action. Search and destroy. Mortar ready. Send mission.
Destroyer ready.
Heavy cab engaged. Heavy cab in combat. Heavy cab ready to roll. M1 Abrams here. We're in combat. Good copy. Fire coordinates received. Mortar ready to fire. Lab ready for combat.
Need a helicopter down?
Lab ready. Abrams here. We're in combat. Abrams here. We're combat ready.
Stinger team ready.
Get out in 10 seconds. Not 10 fucking minutes. Abrams engaged in combat. Lab here. Go ahead.
Anti-aircraft team standing by. Stinger team at your command, sir.
Pushing forward.
Search and destroy. Raiders here. Send traffic.
Who wants a skylight for his house? Lab at your command,
at your command, sir.
Mortar ready. Send coordinates. Mortar ready, sir. Lab ready for combat.
Marines Force Recon here. Send traffic. Ollie Burke at your command. Action stations.
Flight path updated.
Destroyer here. I want all firepower on this position.
Mortar at your command, sir. Pedal to the metal. Mortar available, sir.
All weapons shoot on this position. I want all firepower on that position.
Mortar ready to fire. Copy. Call for fire received.
Heavy lift ready. CH-53 heavy lift helicopter here. Tidy up the rear. We have passengers.
Marines, at your orders, sir! U.S. Marines, ready for duty! Move and secure! Go! Troop transport reporting in. Moving there now.
Stallion copies. Mission's over. We're out.
Armored transport, ready! Once a Marine, always a Marine! All hands, action stations! Who needs support? Battle stations! Marines engaged in combat! Marines taking fire!
Roger. Call for fire received.
Arleigh Burke destroyer
Many enemies are reinforcing the assault against the fort. The reconnaissance group has made contact with the enemy and reports the presence of a tank company. The landing crafts are coming back with a new wave of reinforcements. Tighten up your positions and hold until the enemy assaults run out of steam.
Fire mission received. Mortar at your command, sir.
New bearing set.
Who wants a skylight for his house? Mortar ready to fire. Mortar available, sir. Mortar at your command, sir. Who needs support? Solid copy. Fire mission received.
AH-1 standing by.
Mortar ready. Send coordinates. Artillery moving out. Copy. Call for fire received.
Viper awaiting mission. Joint Strike Fighter at your command, sir. Airstrike is go for effect. Laser on target. Solid copy. Air support mission inbound. Panther standing by for target. Coordinates received. Commencing attack.
Mortar ready, sir.
All hands stations.
Mortar ready to engage, sir. Fire coordinates received. Driver, move out. Full throttle. Mortar ready. Send mission. Mortar ready, sir. Mortar at your command, sir.
AH-1 reporting in. AH-1 standing by. Arleigh Burst Destroyer here. Target located. Activating weapon. Focus fire on that position. All hands, battle station.
You have lost one of your objectives, Commander. Retake it before enemies can step into the breach.
CH-53 copies.
Heavy cab ready to rumble. Heavy cab is on the field. Who needs support? Who wants a skylight for his house?
New flight path set.
Mortar available, sir. Abrams here. We're in combat. Heavy cav in combat. Heavy armor engaged. Gunner, new target front. Mortar ready to engage, sir.
Destroyer at your orders.
Inland Abrams here. We're in combat. Spearheading. Heavy armor here. We're engaged. Lab here. We're combat ready. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. We're on the move.
Establish a base of fire in that building. Destroyer at your command. I want all firepower on this position.
Air defense, standing by. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Moving there now.
New flight plan received.
Force recon ready. Forcon here.
Moving out. Moving out.
Force recon here.
Stallion copies. Flying there now. Heading there now.
Heavy cab, ready to roll.
Destroyer here. All weapons shoot on this position. Exit stations!
Approaching the drop zone.
Lab standing by.
Get your asses in that building!
Lab, awaiting order.
Copy. We take that building. Swift, silent, deadly.
Lab ready for combat. Lab reporting in. Abrams here, we're engaged.
Stinger team, standing by.
Mortar ready. Send coordinates. Artillery relocating.
The Viper is in the air.
Charlie Martin, at your orders. I want all firepower on that position.
Solid copy. Search and destroy.
This is it, Commander. They've spent everything they had. The stragglers just radioed in. They're surrendering. We hold the harbor and the canal. Mission accomplished.